Yeah, it's me, Matt. I'm here in Vegas. Um, I want to talk about artificial intelligence because it's everywhere, and as it relates to harness racing, I wanted to talk about it specifically because I know a bit about harness racing and using AI when I know a lot about something. I've noticed that AI is useless. I don't know if anybody ever noticed this before, but I did. I took some notes about what I did. Uh, Change out these glasses and get my reading glasses here. Oh yeah, so with the death of harness racing in Illinois, at least Hawthorne, I was curious how many 1 mile tracks are there that are left, 1 mile circumference. And I figured Meadowlands, what else is there? So I asked Chat GBT, free, the one that's available for free, and it comes back with there are three. There's Meadowlands, there's Hoosier, and there's Pocono. And if you follow harness racing, Hoosier is a 7/8, Pocono is a 5/8. And I say this, the Chat GPT, and it comes back with you're right to push back. It's like pushing back. I just stating facts, and so it says yes, you're right. The 5/8 Pocono, 7/8 Hoosier, so the list is Meadowlands. It's like, okay, and then I get the idea. I'll just use the Google, the free Google, which is, I guess that's Gemini. But basically, you ask the question, just hit AI mode, and it'll come back a lot like Chat GPT. So it comes back and it says there are three. There's Meadowlands, the Red Mile, which I was like, wow, I forgot about the Red Mile. That is a 1 mile track. I don't get the bet on it. That's why I didn't think about it. They don't have it here in Vegas. And then it said Oak Grove, which is a Kentucky 5/8 oval over near the Tennessee border. And I mentioned this, and it comes back with, oh, oops. It didn't say oops. It just said, you're right. It didn't even say you're right. It's like it is a 5/8 oval, and so the list is Meadowlands and the Red Mile. So with Google, it didn't say anything other than, it didn't say you're right. It states what I said, and then comes up with the new list. So they were both were wrong. I give maybe I give a little bit more credit to Google, but still they were. I point out this is wrong. This is, I don't even say it's wrong. It's just this track is a 5/8 or this track is a 7/8, and both of them come back with repeating what I said, and they don't. The AI didn't take the time to do it right the first time. I mean, is it just agreeing with me? Does it go back and recheck? I don't know. It's just wrong. And then another example that was disturbing was for some reason my brain just didn't work right, and I was looking at a race I was handicapping. I don't recall the track. I think it might have been Hoosier. And the horse had a qualifier, but it was QUA for qualifier, space HD. And it's like, I lost it. It's like, what the heck is that? What the heck is that? So I immediately go to Chat GPT, and it comes back with, that's a qualifier, and the horse was doing it handily. And it's like, HD is not handily. I knew that was wrong. So I go to, I look it up myself. I just went to, I think I went to Google, but no AI preview mode, no AI, just first thing on the list. I'm going to click on it. After I did the search, it came back with a Meadows. It was probably a page from one of their programs that lists all the abbreviations, which I went to the U.S. Charting Association first, and they didn't have it there because I don't like that website. What can I say? And so it comes back with that Meadows abbreviation, and there it is, QUA HD, qualifier for both horse and driver. I knew that. I just brain farted or something. But I went back because I got to know, and I went back to chat and I said, this is this. My research says it's qualifier for both horse and driver, and then it comes back with, your argument is stronger. We believe, or I believe that this is the stronger argument, so you're probably right. It's like that. It was like suddenly, you know, I don't want to sound sexist, but suddenly chat sounded like a woman. It's like, well, you're more right than me. And it's like, it's a fact. I'm giving you a fact. It's disturbing that AI just doesn't. It doesn't do the research to begin with, and then it does the second time to double check it being challenged, or it did poor research the first time and then doesn't bother doing any research the second time. I mean, it's just a search. These are like elaborate search engines. Maybe it's different when you pay for it. I don't know. But the final example is just for a joke. I wanted to know, because I've noticed there's some harness books out there now that I swear they're written with AI. I mean, certainly some of the covers look like it's got that special AI artwork. But so I was curious how well the AI researched anything. So I asked AI about the profile for winning horses and how to handicap them, something along that. How to handicap Hoosier and what's the profile of this track. And it came back with this elaborate explanation about how you bet the 1 mile track and the good. Basically, it gave me a profile of Meadowlands for the most part. And I had to come back, and after it went and did this long 3-page gobbledygook about Hoosier Park, the 1 mile track, and the profile, how you win money at the track, best horses to bet on, even a couple of systems, angles, and then I had to say, well, that's fine for a 1 mile track, but Hoosier is a 7/8, and then it comes back with, well, that changes everything. It changes everything. Yes, but why didn't you know that that's a 7/8 mile track to begin with? If it didn't have enough information, you'd think it would be programmed just to say, don't have enough information to give you an answer. But it's just this bullshit, and it's bizarre is all I can say. So that's just another example. You know, it doesn't know the circumferences of these tracks. It's easy to look up if you're just doing a search, Google, or you know, I'm sure a Bing search, whatever search you want to do with any search engine, you'd be able to come up with something that's better than this AI. And you know, I wonder, like I said, I wonder how accurate it is if you pay, what is it, $250 they got for some high-end AI. And I think that maybe it's better, but I would be skeptical. I would think that you're just going to get longer, more heavily bullshitted answers that sound really good. But I'd like to know what people think about the more expensive AI softwares. if you know a lot about something, and then you do the $200, $250 level AI, whether it's worth a crap. Because the free stuff, based upon the questions I've asked about harness racing, the free AI, Google and Chat GPT, those two at least, are garbage. I mean, it's not even worth. I don't even trust it now. If I were to ask it any question about anything, I'm going to be skeptical. But it's not even worth my time doing any type of research with about harness racing. Anyway, I'd be interested if anybody has had any experience with AI being wrong, and you know they're wrong because you know the subject well. And you know, I just, as far as AI and harness racing, if you want to do anything with AI and harness racing, and probably thoroughbred too, I would be very careful. And actually, based upon my experience, I wouldn't recommend using it at all. You know, just do your own research, and you can do, you know, search engine stuff, and you have to verify what you find with some of these search engines anyway. But it's sort of a waste of time when you're doing AI. I've used AI at Google only because it's a quick search engine result, and I don't have to go look at 4 or 5 different websites. But I don't. More and more, I think I'd rather just do my own research and look at the 4 or 5 websites that pertain to what I'm searching. Anyway, that's enough talk about that. I just had to get that out of the way, and again, I'm curious if anybody has any other experiences similar to mine, or even if they've had good experiences with AI, especially as it pertains to harness racing. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'm out of here.